The video 2, equilibrium. Let's do a quick review from video 1. We have here our market demand and supply curves on the same graph. And so we're interested in looking at the interaction of demand and supply. And specifically, we are interested in this point right here known as equilibrium, where the quantity demanded at a certain price meets and agrees with the quantity supplied. So suppliers are willing to provide that at that particular price. Anywhere else, for example, if we're at a price of $25, the demand is only 1. It's really low because the price is high, but because the price is high, then the suppliers are willing to provide it. So they're way out here, so there is no agreement. So this area here, so with this price at $25, then this area above equilibrium here, this zone in here, creates a situation that we need to talk about. Let's take a look at a new graph here. Let's take a look at what happens at a price here in this example of, we'll look at $25. Okay, so at $25, what happens? That's right here. And we talked about this just in that previous graph. And so now you can see here in this purple, it's all shaded in. So here's equilibrium right here. But now because the price is way up here on the chart at $25, there's disagreement here between the consumers and the suppliers of that product. And so what happens here is that this situation here is creating something called a surplus. There's too much stuff on the market and there's no consumers that want to buy it. That was actually incorrect what I said. There are some consumers willing to pay up to $25. There's just not that many of them, so the demand is low. So it's more appropriate. It's not that there's not any consumers, it's just there's more stuff available than consumers are willing to buy in order to what we would call clear the market. Clear the market means there is no surplus. Now, how do we know that the surplus is equal to 10? Well, because if we come out here to the supply curve and drop down to the horizontal axis, you can see we have 11, supply of 11, but the demand is only 1. And so 11 minus 1 equals 10. So it's a surplus of 10. So what has to happen when there's too much stuff available for sale and nobody's buying it? That's right, you got to lower the price. And so that's why there's this arrow here showing downward pressure, or you could show it this way too. Downward pressure. You know, this is why stuff would go on sale, because you want to get rid of it. So you got to lower the price to get people to buy it. And so what there is in the economy is this tendency to move towards this equilibrium, this zone right here. And so that is a surplus. When the supply exceeds demand, we call that a surplus. In our next video, we will take a look at what happens when the price drops below the equilibrium.